vibe right here. It's a vibe right here. It's a vibe right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm here with my right-hand man. You know, he just asked me a question. He was like, man, you can't find me. Like, you ain't got a topic planned. I said, well, baby, if it was somebody I didn't know, then I would have to study somebody and figure that out. I might need some chords. But I know this guy. Yeah, you know, I'm probably going to bring up some stuff that he doesn't even know. And if there's any questions I ask you, you know, you just say, I don't want to answer that. Okay? You just say that.
Let's see how this go, man.
You know, we grew up, man, from what, like 10 years old? I can't remember. I remember, the first thing I remember is the Phillies.
Yeah, I think I was like 9 or 10 maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah.
And you was the back catcher for the Phillies.
Yeah, man. Best position on the field.
And I played at that time, probably third base, shortstop. Then we had another Philly teammate, Terry Edwards. I can't remember where Terry played, though.
Terry played on the bench, man.
Terry didn't play on the bench, man.
I love him to death, though. I love him to death.
Me too.
Terry's Terry, dude.
Yeah, Terry's a good guy, man. In fact, his son is probably going to be playing for the state championship in 2 weeks.
Okay. You know what? I saw a couple years ago, I remember seeing something that he had put up, he and Terry put up about his son. So that's good, man. Yeah. You know, that's good. Is the youngest?
I'm not sure, man, if he's the youngest. Terry's got a few.
You know, he had like 2 or 3 boys.
Yeah, and he got some more kids in there, so I can't remember, you know, everybody, but
no pull-out game.
You know, no pull-out game. He probably didn't want to pull out anyway. But you know, like Terry, like yourself, we've grown up a long time together. So I know a lot about you. You know, I know how you went from the Phillies, and we've been teammates forever, from basketball to baseball to, you know, your open stance baseball to how you had to bite your shirt to keep from pulling the ball, hitting pop flies. You know, like I say, I ain't gotta do all that. I know you.
So, I mean, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Like speaking of baseball, you played softball professionally.
Yeah, man, honestly, check it out. So softball is, a lot of people consider like a beer league type game, right? You know, you got your company teams, you know, you got your hangout on, you know, Tuesday, Wednesday nights or whatever, you drink beer. I was lucky enough to have gotten paid to travel around the country to play an underhand sport.
So okay, so in this female sport that you called it growing up, because I know what we thought about softball growing up, and we seen the old heads playing it because they was too old to play it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts now, and where did softball take you all over the world?
Man, it's, you know what, for a lot of people, like major companies, it's a tax write-off, which is a good thing. But I met a lot of people, man, like a lot of interesting people, a lot of people that outside of softball, we became like close friends. Right. People that, you know, I consider like family, you know what I mean? It treated me well, man. I cannot lie about it. Yes, it's still it's underhand sport. You may say it's a girl sport, but there's some very large grown men playing this girl sport.
Yeah, I saw that as I was studying you.
Yeah, but they hit the ball real hard.
What kind of money does a professional softball player make? I mean, we don't know that. People from where we're from don't know that.
So, you know what? I wouldn't say it's a professional softball player, right? Okay. Because not everybody get paid. That's the thing about it. You know, they'll cover your travel, your lodging. I played on teams where I had some sponsors who thought enough of me and to say, you know what, we're going to pay for your travel, we'll pay for your lodging, and at the same time, we'll give you, you know, some money on the side at the same time. So, you know, right place, lucky guy. Hey, worked hard. It was a full-time job, not gonna lie. Yeah. Full-time job, man. I had a bat contract, I had a shoe contract. Again, right places, meeting the right people.
So what you just said to all the people out there that don't think it'll take you anywhere, you had a bat contract as what you call a non-professional sport.
I did, and I actually, we had Miken, which is a softball company. They make softball bats, fast pitch, baseball, and slow pitch. They made us a team bat. So I was one of the original founders of a nonprofit organization that we ended up turning into a softball team. And Miken got behind us, The team's called For the Fallen. Number 4, The Fallen. And our mission was, we was going to bring awareness to those who, paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Right.
Guy by the name of Jermaine Flythe and Greg Zayas. We played softball throughout my military career against each other and together. And Greg and I ended up playing on the All-Army softball team together. And so it was like a thought one day. And we just kept going from there. Fast forward, we got the team together. We got sponsorship. We got money. It takes a lot of money to run these teams, man. So Mike came in and say, hey, we'll give you guys a bat. One bat, right?
And the Fallen has a big tournament?
No, we just played in a lot of different tournaments throughout the country.
Okay, because I did find something as I was studying you online of some sort of tournament that the Fallen was sponsoring or having, and you and I think Nate was having. You guys were swinging the bat, and they wanted to see everybody to come and see you guys live in action. You were the attention getter.
Yeah, it was some. You got a lot of attention, man. A lot of fans. Again, I had a lot of fun. Great time doing that. And I did this at that level from 2003 all the way up till I'll say probably about 2017 is when I played my last tournament.
Now you mentioned it was a beer league, and you grew up where I grew up, and you know what happens in the beer league and the beer bars. You got any stories about what happened like after those softball games and everybody was banging the beers?
Honestly, there is no banging the beers. After the game, after the tournament, you're going back to your hotel to get some sleep.
Tired.
Because you could be out there till midnight, 1 in the morning. You got to come back the next day and play. Or you could lose out early.
Right.
Instead of you sitting around from Friday to Sunday, you go ahead and catch an earlier flight back home.
You ready to get on back to the house.
Because now you got your regular 9-to-5 job that you got to do.
That you got to do.
Yeah, so I did all this while I was still active duty in the military.
Well, speaking of regular 9-to-5s, I don't think you ever really had a regular 9-to-5 because, again, as I was studying, and some of it I know, like I said, we go to football, and I thought you was going to be a football player, and that took you from Murfreesboro, Potty Casey, Northampton County, to Fayetteville.
Potty Casey.
Yeah, Potty Casey, what I'm saying? Small town, like you said the other day, you just a country boy.
Just country boy.
All right, but it took you from there to Methodist University. And I remember the first time you came home from Methodist University, you ain't know I looked up to you because you was older than me, and I always felt like I played a year up on the teams. Like the people that were at my age, they really didn't fit my game, my skill. So I felt like I played a year up. But you came back home. I think it might have been Thanksgiving to Christmas. After y'all season, we came to watch you play at Trawan, I think. And you had a tongue ring.
So I was already in the military at that time.
But you don't remember you having a tongue ring?
Yeah, I remember that.
You the first guy.
I remember that.
Let alone the first black guy I'd ever seen with a tongue ring.
So there's a story behind that, man. So I'm stationed in Louisiana, Fort Polk, Louisiana. It's a small town, which was great for me because the towns around it was small, like where we come from.
Right.
And I had a great time down there, man. Did a lot of things. If my mom found out, she'd probably be mad at me today. But, hopefully, Mom, if you watch this, you won't ask me any questions about that.
I'm going to send it to her. So make sure you tell us one of those stories.
So there was a guy, man, that I was stationed with. His name was Lance. His last name was Lance. He was from Charleston, South Carolina. Dark-skinned dude, man. Lance was like the life of the party, bro. He was a country dude, but he had a little swag to him.
Right.
And he had one. And, Lance was cool. You know what I'm saying? So, here's the thing. Lance was always around the women.
Right.
Always with women, dude. 3 and 4 at a time. So, me growing up that age, Lance had one, I got one. And I came home, I had it then, and it takes about 30 to 60 days for it to heal up. I took mine out to clean it. It wouldn't go back in. So I had it for about 25 days.
You got lucky. So you said you want to be like Lance, and Lance had 3 or 4 women.
No.
Did the tongue ring get you 3 to 4 women?
I didn't say I wanted to be like Lance. I said I like Lance. Lance was just a cool dude to be around.
Right.
Like very cool, man.
So did the tongue ring get you 3 to 4 women also?
I don't think so, man. It didn't. I don't think so.
You had to have a little bit more of what Lance had.
You know, Lance was Lance, man. I think he ended up retiring from the military too. He was older than I was, but good dude, man.
Well, you retired from the military too after 21 years.
I did, man. 21. No, it was 22.
22
Kind of wrong.
years.
22, 3 months, 19 days.
Well, your studies show one show 21, one shows 22.
Yeah.
So
it was. I had a break in service, so like the calculation of the time. I remember when I actually was going through my whole retirement process, they had to recalculate everything. So that break in service kind of pushed time back, and the way they calculated in the military, as much time I spent in there, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. It's like you got to do so many good years, as they call it, for it to equal 20 years. You know what I'm saying? But it was a journey for me. Again, took me around the world, introduced me to softball.
Took you to Afghanistan.
It did, man.
What did you do in the military? Because I got one friend that's in the military, right? And he be like, man, we had to go do this and go do that. And he the cook. And I found that out because another homeboy told me, like, he the cook, man. He don't really do anything. So what'd you do? I got to know, Jermaine. What you do?
Yo, well, let me tell you this. Cooks are probably the hardest working people in the military.
Okay. You're a cook.
Cooks work. I wasn't not a cook, no.
Okay.
But cooks work hard, man. They work hard. They got early morning hours, and they got to be there 2, 3 in the morning to prep for breakfast on to lunch. And them dudes work, male and female, they work hard. So don't downgrade a cook. If you're thinking about joining the military and you like cooking, hey, they gonna put it on you. They gonna put it on you. What did I do in the military, man? If you ask my kids, I just sat behind a desk, maybe answer emails and yelled at people. That's what my kids tell me.
So I guess we should ask you, like, what was your title?
So I was in the intelligence community. Basically, we stopped bad guys from doing bad shit. That's literally what it was. Track people down. We stopped groups of people. We stopped organizations. We stopped other countries.
You care to go in more depth about?
Nah, it's not even worth it, man.
People that you stopped and all that kind of good stuff?
Nah, man. It's just like a cop. They don't remember everybody they write a speeding ticket to.
I bet you saw a lot of crazy stuff out there.
Craziest thing I ever seen was probably sweeping leaves with a house broom outside in the front yard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the craziest thing I ever seen. You're like, we didn't even do that in the country. Right. Well, at least we had a rake to sweep.
Yeah, we did.
Nah, I'm talking about the regular sweep broom that your grandma sweep the kitchen up with.
Yeah,
you sweep the leaves with that outside. That was probably the craziest thing I've ever seen.
But your stay in the military took you back to Afghanistan after you retired from the military?
So I retired on May 1st, May 4th, May 3rd, May 4th, one of them days. I was on a plane in Afghanistan. I was a contractor at that time, and I was a project manager over security detail in Afghanistan. So it was there's some fun stuff, man. There's some real fun stuff.
Some fun stuff that you can't speak on, really, right?
I mean, it's pointless at this point. Afghanistan we're no longer in Afghanistan, so it's not
right. But to the people in the world, they want to hear some of your stories. Why your beard turned gray? They want to know what did it.
You know what? This thing right here come with instructions. For those of you who can't grow a beard, it's not my problem.
Like the guy behind the camera who can't grow a beard.
My kids told me I can't shave it off. My lady friend told me I can't shave it off. So it's like, hey, my grandmother looked at me the other day and was like, what's all that mess on your face? Why that white stuff on your face, right?
I know her too.
But it was good, man. I had a lot of fun in Afghanistan. It's a job. It was a job then, and it actually allowed me to realize what I wanted to do after the military. Which most people get out of the military, they still don't know what they want to do. Right. It's just not something that comes as easy as people think it is, because it's definitely not easy. Right. There's a struggle, mental struggle. You got a financial struggle. You got just like a belonging to something type struggle, and it takes a toll on people. Every day, every week, every month, there's somebody that's taking their life because of that struggle that they can't get over. Right. It's easy to say, go get therapy, go get counseling, go seek help. That's real easy to say, until you're in that situation yourself. And once you figure it out, that's a good thing. But then there are people who don't figure it out, and they end up doing the ultimate back out deal. So that hurts their family, loved ones. You know what I'm saying? So I've been fortunate enough, and has there been struggles? Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you haven't decided to, go the other way. I would be very, very even though we don't talk every day, I'd be very bothered, that happened. That brings me to another thing that I didn't know about you. I didn't know, you had G3A.
Yeah.
But I never knew about you had a daughter that passed.
Yeah. So I was 19. Her mom and I were high school sweethearts. A lot of you know, right? So you grew up in the 252, whatever they want to call it these days, Northampton County, you probably know. We looked at it as, it was blessing and a curse. We weren't ready at a young age. And that's how we walked away from it. Right. And so the one thing that we did do was, as we got older, and then we ended up having a daughter, my oldest daughter, who's just fucking killing it, man. She's a young lady now, and I'm so proud of her.
Well, tell us about it.
Nah, man, family's family. That's my personal bubble.
Keep it to you. Keep it to yourself.
So what we did was we would honor, our oldest every year on the birth date with the burning candle. And so my daughter, she would always ask, like, well, what's that for? And then once we explained it to her, she was like, okay, like she knew what it was. So you mentioned G3A, which I still have. G3A protection, it started as a swag deal for like hoodies and shirts and stuff to wear to the firearm range. And my daughter was like, we should come up with something. Like this was her idea to come up with it. And I kind of took it and ran with it. The name stands for God's Three Angels, which is, he gave me 3 of them. I got 3 girls. And that's where, that I feel like they're watching over me a lot of times for the stuff that I do. I don't have time to just sit and think and dwell on stuff, but having that, you feel like you have somebody watching your back at all times, it kind of brings the anxiety down some. So
a certain kind of peace.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we do what we do for them, right?
Right. You think our parents would have peace if they knew about those Friday nights at Sheldon's mama house, at Tara's house?
You know what? I'm gonna say yes. Here's why.
Tell me
why. They told us to go there.
They did, but they had no idea a Jeep was gonna be flipped sideways in the ditch.
But they knew where we was at.
They did know exactly
and
where
the real good thing about that is there was no social media.
There was no
post a bunch of crazy stuff.
Right.
We would've went, man.
Right. And the crazy thing is, we are who we are, how we act. But the Jeep flips over. How did the Jeep get back on all 4 wheels?
It was about, 4 of us?
Yeah.
4 of us, man, picked up a Jeep out of a little Suzuki Sidekick.
A Suzuki Sidekick.
Out of the ditch. And matter of fact, it was 2 people still in it.
Yep.
2 people still in it. We picked it up out of the ditch, put it back on 4 wheels. No scratches.
No scratches at all.
So, I forgot about that, man.
Yeah, man, a lot of stuff, when you get together, you ain't seen each other in a long time, you start rapping and talking, a lot of stuff come up, man, But we gonna get out of that because a lot of stories come up. I mean, a lot of times parents fuss at kids, like we might fuss at our kids, but a lot of stuff that we've done or experienced, we've been really lucky to go through that stuff and to have made it, where we are now.
Yeah, definitely that. Let me go back because you said I've never had a regular job. Let me tell you something. When I was 14, I worked at the watermelon plant in Murfreesboro. I'm 14 years old, slinging these watermelons with some grown-ass men.
Right.
And let me tell you, at about 2 o'clock on day 1, my arms locked up.
And that's what got your arms how they are now.
But I remember this one cat, I don't remember his name, but he was like, young blood, you better not drop a watermelon. It's $100 a truck.
Oh, wow.
Semi-truck is $100 once you unload it. That's 5 people, you get $20 a person.
Wow.
I'm 14 years old with some grown men, and we slinging watermelons, man, and I lock up. I worked there for 2 days, and I was like, I can't do this.
Did you quit after 2 days?
Yes, man. I was hurt. I still couldn't stretch my arms out.
Oh my God! And look at what you can't stretch your arms out now.
They stretched out.
Okay. You still got some flexibility.
But dude, that was some hard work, man. That was some hard work. I worked in the tobacco field, tobacco farm with Blake McGee, rest his soul.
We've been working since we were about 14, though.
No, actually before that. Yeah. I was working in the chicken house. Hard work is, that's one thing the country will teach you.
It will teach you hard work, but that's what helped us get to, kind of where we are now. I know my first joint, I was like raking fields.
Yeah, pulling weeds in the fields?
Yeah, pulling weeds in the fields, man. And I can't pick on you because I did make it to 12 o'clock, but I left.
See?
I was like, I'm out of here.
2 days.
I'm out of here, man. I wasn't doing it.
That's, what though? It brings, it builds character.
Yeah, it does build a lot of character. A lot of character is missing in kids now. But
they need their ass whooped. That's what they need.
They need to get their ass whooped. We're going to pick on them too bad, man. What do you do now for a living? That's what, because you like a superstar in the world that people don't know.
Man, so I'm a bodyguard. Simple term. There's a lot of terms out there. People may call it executive protection, personal protection, security specialist. I'm not a security guard. There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
But I'm a bodyguard, and I've been fortunate enough to travel the world, be around interesting people, famous people, and everybody would always ask, like, well, what famous person have you been with? My motto is, if you can afford me, you're famous. It's just that simple. Everybody gets the royal treatment. I don't care who you are.
Do you care to express the affordability of you?
Nah, man.
If you could put it in the term of sneakers, what pair of sneakers would you be?
Man, I'm simple, dude. So I'm probably like a pair of Vans, maybe.
I got this one right now.
I'm like a pair of Vans. I actually just bought a pair of Jordans, man, a couple weeks ago. First pair of my life that I ever bought. I bought a pair of J's, and I'm having second thoughts about them. Those things are uncomfortable, man.
Yes, they are uncomfortable.
So, it ain't about the price, man.
Yeah.
My price is my price. Again, if you can afford me, we'll have a conversation.
Right. So, like I say, I studied you a little bit more as we were leading up to this. And you got a lot of training. You got a lot of education that you ain't told nobody about. I ain't know nothing about. I was like, look at this guy.
Gotta keep it to yourself, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like you close quarters combat.
Yeah, we did a lot, man. I will say this. So in the military, you'll do like what they call annual training. You do like quarterly training. A lot of classes that you think that was like, why are we doing this? We're always doing this. Why, right? So when I transitioned out of the military, listening to a lot of corporate people talk, professional resume writers, and it was like, people pay for this, like management, right? So I reached the rank of CW3 in the military, which is a chief warrant officer. If you've never been in the military, a warrant officer is known for flying helicopters, but what they're really good at is solving problems. So we were like everybody's problem solver. Doesn't matter what the situation is, what your job is, you got a problem, you're gonna come to us because we're gonna solve it. But you just can't ask questions. Just take the end result and be happy with it, right? So like management training, just simple stuff that we took for granted. A lady, she literally broke me down one day. It's like, I know somebody would pay like $8,000 just to take this type of class, and you got it for free, So stuff like that, once I kind of was able to put that training on paper and make it sound good to somebody in the corporate America, it was like, oh, you guys just messed up. Because I can wordplay it with anybody, with the best of them. So, I got a little bit of education,
It's kind of like me and motorcycles. Like mine came from a motorcycle wreck.
Yeah.
And they told me, they said the bike is total loss. For me, hearing a total loss, I was like, well, I'm gonna throw it in the trash, whatever, try to figure out how I'm gonna get another one. Then there was a guy, he said, hey man, I'll offer you $2,500 for that bike. And I said to myself, I'd have sold it to him for $200, $2.
Just to get it out the way.
Just to get it out the way, but he's willing to give me $2,500 for this motorcycle. Let me dig deeper into this and see, where it goes. And that's how I got into, repair and restoration of motorcycles now. But going back to the security thing, you've taken care of social media specialists, I'll call them, artists, tours, Fortune 500 companies.
Political figures. Clergies, which is, like pastors.
Which one's the toughest?
It's never the person you're providing protection for. It's always their inner circle. Because, the inner circle, they think they're just as important as the person who, you're providing service from or for. In some cases, take care of the spouse and the kids, because they're going to tell you how you make sure they're okay before me. And, you have to make that decision. But for the most part, I mean, they all got their challenges, but again, that's why we're there.
Right.
To overcome those challenges, make their life smoother, and whatever they got going on, whatever their job is, however they make their money, you got to remember that, this is not my life, this is their life.
Right.
Like their lawn care guy of the house, if he's cutting the grass, he's not cutting grass at his house, he's cutting grass at their house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he can't think that their lifestyle and the parties that they're having at their house, he can just join in on.
Right.
That's not the case, you know what I mean? So I don't think none of them are difficult.
So as a personal bodyguard, what you're saying is, if they have a house party, you still on bodyguard duty.
It depends, man. Like everybody is different. I'll say that everybody is different. But if they're at their house, and they may not need you at their house because that's their place of refuge. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
if you're on standby, like let's say you're on standby and they're at their house and they need to move or go somewhere and they need you, are you allocated to stay like a certain distance close to them, or?
Rule of thumb is, you're close enough that they know you're there, but not close enough that they got to introduce you to somebody.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times you try to stay what we call, you stay in the shadows, man. How would you feel if somebody followed you around all day?
I know I wouldn't like it, because
You know what I'm saying? So you got to give them somewhat, if they're a celebrity, public figure, everybody knows them, they can't walk into Walmart, Target, the mall like normal people do, then they want to have some sort of a normal type of lifestyle.
Right.
And a lot of times they may not be able to do that. Like let's take for Beyonce. Everybody knows who that is. If we're at, Crabtree Mall right up here, and she walk in there, the place gonna go crazy.
Right.
So, but she wants to go shopping at this one store because somebody who grew up with her now owns this store, and it's a grand opening, right? Yeah. She just wants to pop in, quick visit, you know what I mean? So it's certain ways you can work around that. Maybe go at a closing time, maybe go a different day, I don't know, disguise. Yeah. So it's a lot of different ways around, but they just mostly want to just feel normal, man.
So have you ever had to cover anybody that like to be out in the public and be seen to make your job a little bit harder? Or do you have to research these places? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you should research places regardless of wherever you're going to go, especially if you've never been there, because you don't want to go in somewhere blind. But yeah, I've been around people that, they make their money basically off being in the public's eye.
Right.
And they're not making their money, then you don't get paid.
Exactly.
You can't stop the train. You just got to add value to the train, put more fuel in the tank or whatever, but you can't stop the train. So you got to add to it. Like I said, just make them feel normal, man.
Maybe one day I have to hire you to be my bodyguard.
Man, you are.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that affordability, I got to get it up there a little bit more, but one day, I might be able to afford that. But I enjoyed, just the car ride a little while ago was just a little conversation and lingo. I felt safer in the car, just with the people we was around. We got a big guy over here, really smart guy over here, my right-hand man, to my left, the irony in that, my right-hand man to my left. But you know what I'm saying? I felt really safe, man, and you were talking about my guy from, where was he from?
Which one?
The one that was not in the car. And you said he was kind of piqued by all the stuff that you guys were
Oh, he was from Finland, man.
From Finland.
And his mustache curls up. He got a beard too.
So he's from Finland,
yeah.
But we're how many hours away it's feeling from here.
That's a flight, man. That's an upgraded first class to a pod flight for sure.
Just to get here to get what you're teaching.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have people come from all over the world. So
right.
Portugal. This class we got 3 from London, 1 from Finland. It's just building those resources, getting people trained the right way. You know what? I'm not even gonna say the right way. Just trained to do stuff a certain way.
Yeah.
And you know what right looks like.
You mentioned this class though, but what is like this class? Like, is that top secret, or can we share that with the people what this class is?
Nah, we good. It's just bodyguard class. We just keep it like that. It's a bodyguard
I'm telling
class.
you guys, I wish you could be here because he's so like, it's just a bodyguard class. I guess that's what you got to be like as a bodyguard. You don't get to share too much stuff, with too many people, but just know that he's keeping people safe.
With the social media age, man, I think, so I don't have social media, so you can go look all you want. I used to. And I actually didn't have it until I actually retired from the military. I had it for a couple years, and I got rid of all social media. Here's the problem with social media. People lie about their life on social media. And, people talk about it, oh man, this person, it's like now everybody wants that instant microwave effect. You put a bag of popcorn in the microwave, 2 minutes, boom, you got a meal, right? Right. So now, but nobody wants to put up there or talk about the struggles. So it's like everybody lives in a lie. And it's like, don't live the lie, just some things keep to yourself. I keep my inner circle to myself because that's mine. I don't need anybody else in it. You know what I'm saying? But then you got some people, man, every aspect of their life is out there. Right. This is what I'm gonna wear today. These are the color socks I'm gonna wear. I'll never forget, I was at work one day, and this is when I had Facebook, and a cousin of mine who lived at the time, I don't know where they live at now, but they lived in the projects in Murfreesboro. And all of a sudden they go on Facebook Live. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. I walk outside and I called her up. I said, yo man, what are you doing? Oh, we just hanging out. Really? Why you not in school, working somewhere? Something. You going Facebook Live on the front porch of the projects in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. Like, what do you have to say? On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. What do you have to say to anybody? Like, let's be realistic here. You ain't selling nothing. Right. You ain't making nothing. You're not punching nobody's clock. You're not doing nothing. Right. So why would somebody want to chime in? You know what? I said, but I obviously chimed in. And other people too. I saw that you were live. I just want to see what you're talking about. Yeah. I said, come on, man, you got to be an asset to society. At this point, right. I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this call. I love you, but I'm going to end this call. Yeah. Yeah. That was it. That was a wrap, man.
And the one of the crazier things about social media, like, what I'm doing is to engage the youth, to see, people that come from a certain atmosphere, environment, what they can grow to be, especially people that, look like us. I'll get way less likes, clicks, tap-ins for views than somebody talking about their socks. Or, today's big thing is who has the biggest ass to show, and, let's watch that. Instead of let me watch something that really has some substance to it, so maybe I can learn from it, that kind of thing. But, I ain't doing it for likes and clicks. I would love to be up there so everybody can view who we are and where we came from. But I know that just ain't gonna happen. For me, I'm just happy to show the people where we grew up at, what people like yourself is doing, myself is doing, Terry's doing, LaDerrick, he don't like for me to call him LaDerrick, how Dee Dee's doing, and he's gonna be on maybe the 2nd or 3rd episode. He got the restaurant now, right? Not the food truck. He has a restaurant and food truck. Oh, he got both? Yeah, he got a couple food trucks and a restaurant. Okay, good. Yeah, I know Terry. Fucking Terry, man. So Terry was a drum major. He was. Remember that? He was a drum major. Our football, basketball games didn't get started until Terry did his thing. That's right. So I watched that episode. He didn't mention that, but I want to let y'all know Terry was a drum major. Matter of fact, Terry got a scholarship to Elizabeth City as a drum major. Exactly. And
We used to call him Lil Terry.
Yeah.
Because he was always the smallest one in the neighborhood.
I mean, it's just cool, man, because, you know, we played on that first baseball team together, and we're still connected, and you know, look at us now, you know, the things that we accomplished and have accomplished along the way. I mean, you got a lot of accolades, dog. I'm just tell you the truth. As I was studying you, when you say people can't find you, but if people know certain people, certain ways to get to certain things,
listen,
you know,
man,
they can find you.
I'm gonna tell you this. You know, growing up in Potty Case, you know, my grandmother, Miss Mary Bowser. If you grew up in Northampton County, she touched somebody in your family. Trust me, she either drove the bus or she was a lunchroom lady that was checking you out.
And fussing you out, too, at the same time.
But she gonna give you that extra slice of pizza.
That's right.
You know, to her and my mom, man, it was always, you know, she used to tell me, you can't get too big for your britches. You know, that's that old, Grandma, what are you talking about? Right? You can't get too big for your britches. Like, Grandma, what are you? I'm not gonna curse. I'm 46 years old to this day, and I still don't curse in front of my mom and my grandma.
Oh, that's cool.
You know,
that's cool
it doesn't feel right for me.
Right.
You know, but it's like, what are you talking about, Grandma? And she would just say little stuff like that. You know, you get older, it's like, okay, remain humble wherever you're at. You can do good, but then there's always somebody who's doing a lot worse than what you are. And do you want to brag and boast about what you have and what you've done when this person down here is struggling in all aspects of life?
Right.
You know, so, I mean, whatever you've achieved, be happy. Get behind closed doors. You can shout, cheer, whatever you want to do, you know, but don't make yourself become
too big for your britches.
Too big for your britches, man.
I'm gonna tell you, this new journey that I'm taking on with this podcasting, I love it, man, because it's giving me an opportunity to reconnect with people such as yourself. And it's hard to nail you down being this bodyguard. I don't know how you have a relationship, because you all over the place all the time, wherever. But it gives me a chance to reconnect with people like yourself, Terry, Big Kev the barber. You know, he's a thing now.
So let me tell y'all this about Kevin. He's charged us $2 to cut our hair on the back porch of his aunt's house.
$2.
If he charged you more than $2 now, you probably need to have an issue with him.
Well, he charged way more than $2.
I know, right? You know, Kevin he was charging us $2, man.
Right.
Like prom season, right?
Right.
Games. Kevin, I got $2, man.
That's
I got
it.
you.
And he
I got
hooked
you.
you up.
He hooked you up. Now he's too big for the britches, man.
Hey, man, he I think he has an NIL deal because he's Big Kev the barber. You know, it's no longer Big Kev. What's up, Kev? He's Big Kev the barber.
You know,
I like it. I love it.
He didn't
man.
put a trademark on that, man.
Yeah,
He
he got it up in his barbershop. Oh, I'm sorry. It's no longer barbershop. It's a barber lounge now.
They got whiskey in there?
No.
Oh, ain't no lounge then, man.
Yeah,
Kevin,
no,
you watching this? Put some whiskey in there, man.
You call the barbershop in front of him, you can say, no, this is barber lounge. You know, but it gives me a chance to reconnect with everybody, man. So I love it. And find out about their lives up along the way, like I found out more about you today, you know, in this time that I've been studying, you know, what you've done, where you've been.
It's been,
but I had no idea you was with your new company you were with now. That they do not tell that. Couldn't find that anywhere. You know, what's that hat you're wearing there?
Oh man, you just gonna really call me out like that.
You left that out, huh?
Yeah, you know, so in the bodyguard industry, you know, we got what we call real world versus textbook, you know. It can give, not every answer situation is gonna be in a book. You're not gonna learn it in a classroom. You're gonna learn it basically right there in your face. Perfect example. I'll tell this story. I'm with a client in another country, and it's like, hey, my hairstylist missed his flight. We got a show tonight. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to go find some hair products for black hair. I'm in another country, all right? So no is not an answer. It's not an option. Hey, send me pictures of everything you need. That's all I asked. And it was about 12 items on the list. Maybe eight, because I think a couple items had multiple. So, but it was everything from the rubber bands to the, what's the grease, the shit they put on their hair to stay down or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying, the combs. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, just give me a picture of everything you need. So I'm in a different country now.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. A different country.
Right.
I'm not in the U.S. I'm not in North Carolina. I'm not in Conway.
You're in a
Ridge
whole
Square.
different country.
I'm in a whole other country. So I ended up getting everything that was needed. Yep, every single thing. And they looked at me and was just like, I really appreciate you. Like, I didn't think you was gonna get everything.
Wow.
Hey, you asked. Now, did I have some help along the way? Yes, I did. I went into a hair shop, and this one lady, she was like, so it was like a chain hair shop. And I say, listen, I know y'all don't have what I need, but this is what I need. She walked me outside and said, look, go down this street, go across this bridge, and this shop will be over here. I said, yo, give me your card, because I'm gonna call you if I need you. And I did. I called her like 4 times. So I ended up going to 4 different shops. But I got everything. Show went on. Great show. And, you know, client was happy.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. But
So the client was a she.
I will give you that. It was a she.
That's all we can get?
That's all you gonna get.
We can't get the artist that's in a foreign country that need all black hair products?
It was Mary Poppins. How about that? That's
Mary Poppins ain't black?
Hey, you asked for a name. That's all I'm gonna give you. You can figure it out. But nah, I don't talk about my clients.
Right, man.
I don't talk about them. Just, you know, it's a respect thing and it's a privacy thing.
That's good stuff, man, because I've been trying to pull it out of you. Pull teeth, and I already knew it was going to be like this, but I had to try anyway to pull some teeth.
But you know what? That was probably my flex moment.
Yeah.
To get everything.
Right.
That had I not gotten everything, I was like, man.
You wouldn't tell the story?
Nah, I wouldn't tell that story.
So you went above and beyond, man. That's dope.
That was my flex moment. You know, I've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Seen a lot, experienced a lot. Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
You know, sky's the limit. Going from cotton fields, there was a cotton field still across the street from my grandma's house.
It is?
Yeah, it needed, actually, I was just there for Thanksgiving, and it needed to be picked. You know, we got machines now, so we ain't got nobody walking the roads picking the cotton. We got tractors now for that, but yeah, it's still cotton fields, man.
Man, I missed a turn on 158 coming from Murfreesboro. They taking the light down. Now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to make a left at the light to go to Ridge Square.
Yeah.
I was, you know, it's dark. I'm just driving like.
Yeah, you went all the way through
light.
Conway?
I went all the way through Conway because I missed the light.
Yeah. I've met a couple people around the world, man, and it was like, you know, where you from? I'm like, North Carolina. Oh, yeah, me too. Where at? And I'm like, where you from?
Right.
And let me see where you from first. And they're like, oh, you know, one dude, actually, we worked together a lot. He has family in Scotland. I said, man, you lying. And so I told him where I was from. I said, listen, where I'm from, you either know somebody there or you made a wrong turn.
Right, exactly.
It ain't, you know, I'm gonna find this on the map. You know, I'm just gonna show up. Nah, bro, you made a wrong turn somewhere, or you know somewhere. But it's, you know, it's country living, man. That's country with a K. You know, it's some good stuff, man.
When I tell them where I'm from, I start out with Raleigh. I be like,
I do
northeast of Raleigh. They be like, oh, down there, I know. And I go into Rocky Mountain. They be like, yeah, I know where Rocky Mountain is. Then I get them to Ronald Gravis, and I try to get them down to Ridge Square, Murfreesboro, Conway area. So, some people know it.
I normally tell them, you know, like, you ever heard of Ronald Rapids? And they be like, yeah, I said it's close to the Virginia state line. I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, all right, hit there, go 30 miles east. And they was like, where? I was like, you know, it's a town called Conway, Murfreesboro.
Right.
They was like, Conway, South Carolina? Nah. See right there. There you go. You know, the gas station in Conway, Flythe Brothers, they don't have the sign up no more. Which is unfortunate, man. My daughter tried to get me to buy that gas station.
You see all the memories and stuff you got?
Yeah.
You know, it's the little stuff you look for when you go home, man. It's just different. Home is different now.
But you still can get the chuck wagon at the gas station.
You still can do that.
Chuck wagon's still there and they still going strong. Cook the order. So Didi, put some chuck wagons on your menu, dude. Put some chuck wagons on your menu.
You haven't been to Didi's yet?
I went to
Latin Soul is the name of it.
So I went to Latin Soul in Murfreesboro.
Now Didi's a black guy. Latin Soul is the name of it. I don't know the Latin part, but I'm guessing he's the soul part. You know, that kind of thing.
I remember asking him that when he first did it, and he may have explained it. We may have got off topic, talked about something else, but I went there when it was an unfortunate time. I didn't go home for this, but the time I went to his restaurant, it was when they had the memorial service for Casey.
Right.
So a couple people that worked at the restaurant didn't come to work that day.
They were gone to
and
that
so they
service.
went to the service,
Right.
and it made the service at the restaurant be not as efficient and smooth as it would have been.
Right, because they were at the service.
Yeah, so you had to wait longer for your food. I think the guy they may have had cooking, he wasn't the normal cook. He may have been, another position. But the food that I did have, it was, fish was good. I had
Right.
the catfish plate. It was good. So I do want to get there again. I wanted to check out the food truck if I ever got a chance, because I heard a lot of good stuff about the food truck.
Yeah, every time I've gone, man, it's been dope. I call him, and when I want to treat my mother, I'll tell her, hey, go to DD's. Then I kind of pay for it online or whatever. I've taken my father. Uncle Usi had a retirement celebration, and the building was like 2 doors down from DD.
Okay.
I went last weekend before last, but the food is always good.
Yeah.
When I go, man. So big ups to him. Can't wait to get him on, because I know it's gonna be a show. When I get him on, and he want to come on too. So that's gonna be. You got to tune in for that one.
I never thought that dude would open up a restaurant.
Nah, I didn't see it either.
Of all the years we've known Didi.
I ain't see none of that.
But I mean, like I said, that was a passion he probably had. He said he likes to cook, so hey, man, do your thing. And I really wanted to get to the food truck though, because I've heard a lot of things about it, and all of it was good.
Right.
So I just wanted I know the guy, so I'm gonna go to support him regardless.
Right.
And but everything that you heard about, I was like, yo, his food is good. His food is this is good. This is good. So I'm not knocking the restaurant, but it was all I heard about was the food truck. So I want to experience that too, if I can. What I'm saying? But big ups to him, man. I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see he's doing his thing. Big Kev. I used to call him Big Worm. He's still Big Worm to me.
Big Worm.
Big Worm doing his thing with Kevin the barber. Here comes the homeboy hangout now, and it's getting some traction, man. Terry's doing his thing with on the financial side, which him and Tia still together, man.
Still together, dog.
They've been together since what? We was your freshman year, my sophomore year.
Right.
Yeah,
they still together right now.
That's crazy, man.
I gotta get him though, because he was doing like these morning walks, and he would profess on Facebook Live, doing these morning walks, just talking, guiding people in the right way, the right direction, that kind of thing. But it got cold, so I gotta call him and be like, Terry, I used to like looking at that.
Wait, he's still doing it now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it since it got a little chilly outside, so I'm gonna have to call him out on that. So be ready to hear his response, because he's a hilarious guy, man. I love all my guys. Right now, class of 96 is kind of winning the homeboy hangout. Class of 97 is dibbling and dabbling in there.
Yeah.
But we got to look forward to getting some more of our Northampton East alumni people in here.
Yeah, who else we got running around?
Yeah, we got a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people that we don't even know, their success or what they've been doing. That's been doing big stuff.
Yeah.
I went to the reunion, the alumni reunion. We had, and I seen some people that I didn't even know that I had forgotten. I'm like, oh my God, who's that? Who's that? Got to see Monica.
Yeah, still look the same, though.
Still looks the same.
She got gray hair now?
Not really, She's still the same cool, smooth Monica. And it was a sneaker ball. She had on this nice little dress skirt kind of setup with some sneakers. And I was like, well, that's Monica. The sneaker ball is Monica from 93, 94, 95. So I got to see a lot of people, man.
That's good.
But we've lost a lot of people too, Jermaine.
We did, man.
My man Bull and Casey and some others.
Damien recently, right?
Damien's the most recent.
Yeah.
So we're lucky to be where we are now at the age we are, still talking.
Yeah, you gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing forward, man. Like that's at this point too. Like I said, I'm 46. Life is different. You gotta take care of yourself, health wise. Change up your eating habits, because that's one thing that I think in our homes we're not educated on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
especially down where we came from.
Yeah, like, dude, Thanksgiving, I ate collard greens and ham hocks for the first time, and I don't know how long ago.
Yeah.
And I ate 4 plates, man.
How to stay with you?
I'm doing detox right now, So, my mom, she was like, first I hadn't been home for Thanksgiving in years.
Right.
And, being afforded this opportunity to come home, I popped in. It was just a day, but it was still well worth it,
Right.
And she was like, "Oh, you're just gonna go work out. You're just gonna go work out.
You'll be okay."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mama, this is it's too good. I mean, hot water cornbread, collard greens with ham hocks, you know, that honey glazed ham, mac and cheese stuff. Man, it was just like sweet tea. I'm laying on the couch watching the game. And
can't move.
It can't move at all, man. Cakes, pies, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
I like to eat. I work out just so I can eat, but Jesus Christ, man, I can't eat like that.
This is the first time my mom has been to my house for a whole week. And she came for Thanksgiving, dog. At one point, I got on the floor because I was so miserable. I was like, I'm just going to sit on the floor, man. This got to pass in a little bit. Yeah. You know, my wife cooked, but, you know, my mom was there and they had all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because we got to go and get with another set of friends, and we might even pull out the camera there and do a little bit there. But Jermaine, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Bodyguard with a smile, just in case y'all ain't know.
Yeah, you know.
Drop that down there.
We didn't even talk about that, did we?
Yeah, no, we did.
But it's a smile, you know. It's definitely there. It's gotten me into a lot of places, you know, and it works. You know what I'm saying? It works.
Right.
And that's trademarked too, by the way.
Bodyguard with a smile. That's you can't use it. He's trademarked.
That's right. You will get that cease and desist. You know. But I appreciate you having me, man. You know, I look forward to seeing how far this goes and how big it grows.
Right.
Hopefully, some other people from back in the day, you know, from the area, reach out to you, and you just keep it going.
Let's do it.
So it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. I'm not on social media, but I'll support this.
Right. So once again, thank you. I'll send you the link so you can look at it. Not on social media, you'll have to be a part of it to do that. But thank you, and we out of here, people.